Good afternoon. My name is Troy Officer. I'm a commander with the Austin Police Department. I am the commander over the Organized Crime Division. Last name is spelled O-F-F-I-C-E-R. So on September the 19th, 2018, detectives with the Austin Police Department Organized Crime Division filed a warrant for sexual assault for a Cody Wilson, white male, 30 years of age, and this is a second-degree felony, punishable by 2 to 20 years with a potential and/or $10,000 fine. On August 22nd, the Austin Police Department was notified by a counselor that a juvenile female under the age of 17 had reported having sexual contact with a 30-year-old male. She met this male on sugardaddymeets.com, and on the 15th of August, they met at a coffee shop. Then they went to the Archer Hotel where they engaged in sexual intercourse, and she was paid by Mr. Wilson $500. The counselor notified the detectives, and the detectives began the investigation. They were able to confirm each step of the victim's story with videotape and interviews. Today, Mr. Wilson is not in custody, and his last known location by the Austin Police Department was Taipei, Taiwan. We also know that Mr. Wilson missed a scheduled flight back to the United States. A warrant has been issued, and Mr. Wilson's name entered into the National Law Enforcement computer for sexual assault of a child. We're also working with national and international law enforcement partners to locate him and bring him to justice. During the process of this investigation, we consulted with the Travis County District Attorney's Office, and we're currently working with the United States Marshals to locate Mr. Wilson. I guess this opens it up for a few questions.
Did he, by any chance, do you have reason to believe that he went to Taipei with knowledge that he would be charged, or to get away from this, or was he there on business? Why is he there?
We know Mr. Wilson frequently travels for business. We don't know why he went to Taiwan, but we do know before he left, he was informed by a friend of the victim that she had spoken to police, and police were investigating him for having sex with a minor.
What's the exact age of the victim? She's under 17.
Under 17.
Is it above 13? And
she's above 13 years of age.
Can you give us an exact age?
She is 16 years old.
Is she a student in Central Texas, or?
She lives in Central Texas. I don't know if she's a student or where she goes to school at.
And why is organized crime following this instead of, say, the sex crimes unit?
My human trafficking unit investigates crimes where it involves online solicitation, usually also if it's a teenager and online stuff, but originally we suspected this might have a human trafficking component. It was initially given to the child abuse unit, but we work hand in hand together when it involves online stuff and potential human trafficking elements.
Do you have reason to believe the victim signed herself up on Sugar Daddy Meet, or someone else signed her up?
We have no reason to believe at this point that anyone other than the victim signed herself up for this account.
When was his return flight set?
I'm not sure of the date, but it has already passed.
On this website, you said you've got to be 18 years old. So if she lied about her age, does that do something to that part of the investigation, and does that lessen the charge for Wilson?
The charge is sexual assault. The statute says that the victim under the age of 17 is considered a child. My detectives have interviewed and spoke with this victim, and if in their opinion, if someone mistakes her age, it would be because they think she's younger, not older than the 16-year-old that she is.
Commander, what prompted the victim to make the outcry in the first place?
We were notified by the counselor. Counselors, as well as school teachers and doctors, are by law required to notify police in cases of sexual assault. So we were notified by the counselor, and subsequent interview of the victim, she cooperated with law enforcement.
I'm sorry, what counselor? School counselor?
I just understand that she was speaking with a counselor, the employer or the counselor, I do not know.
Why not charge with sexual assault of a child and just sexual assault?
The sexual assault is the actual penal code violation. Sexual assault of it being a child is just a subset. The actual title code is sexual assault.
Could
It's the
other
same
charges
crime.
follow here, solicitation, fleeing, or?
We're still investigating. There is always the potential for further charges to be filed if we find other crimes, but currently we felt legally sound to file this single charge.
Now, did the victim seek out this counselor because of the incident on May?
I do not know.
Did police try to reach out to Wilson for an interview ahead of the warrant being issued?
No, Mr. Wilson left the country before we could seek an interview.
Do you believe this victim has slept with or had any sexual contact with anyone else she met through the site?
I just know that she made the outcry, and we've investigated that she had sexual assault. She had sexual contact with Mr. Wilson.
She hasn't reported anyone else.
To my knowledge, no.
Do you know when he was last in the country?
I don't know what date he actually left the country.
Do you have a time frame? Like,
The detectives do, but I don't have the time frame with me at this point.
Is Sugar Daddy Meats.com, is that going to be investigated, part of the investigation for human trafficking?
At this point, we're concentrating on preventing this victim as well as other potential victims from being victimized. The internet has created a whole new wave of potential places for predators as well as people to be victimized. It opens up a whole another dialogue. My understanding is you have to be 18 to be on the website. So at this point, we're concentrating on protecting the victim, and anything else past that is for another conversation that requires more investigation and more thorough looking
In
into.
the messaging between Mr. Wilson and the victim, was there any discussion of it? Was there anything, kind of like the catch a predator type?
I'm not sure of the dialogue. To me, this is also a cautionary tale for anytime you solicit, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult. If you pay for sex, it's illegal. This happens to be a child. I don't know that my detectives have ever sit down with a predator who willingly said, I knew the victim was underage. I'm not even trying to guess Mr. Wilson's motive, but we do know that based on the victim and investigation, that he had sexual contact with a 16-year-old girl, which in the state of Texas is illegal.
Are you
Last
looking for
question.
any other victims in this case to see if he has reached out to anyone else?
If there are other victims, if there are people who have information about this case or any case where our children are being victimized, we encourage you to contact us. If you have information about this case or any other case, contact us on our tip line 512-47. I know I wrote down our tip line. 472 TIPS is our tips line. So please notify us if you have any information on this case or you know of other children being victimized by predators.
If he was entrapped or set up somehow, is that something that would be part of the investigation by someone?
That's why we have the courtroom and attorneys, and that's what judges decide. Our job is to enforce the law and make arrests on the front end, but this is a ongoing process. He's being charged, and we felt we had enough to charge him with, and we've consulted with the district attorney, and the judge has signed off on the affidavit. What happens in the courtroom is between the district attorney and the attorneys prosecuting the case.
Thank you.